Before we start today's video, I would like to take a moment to honor somebody that had recently passed away and that meant a big part in the movie and comic book fandom. And that person is Jon Schnepp. He recently passed away and he was one of a kind. He was the true king of all sweaties, and we would both like to give our condolences and our thoughts and our prayers to the family during this time of their loss. And we would like to just say that there will never be a guy truly as passionate about all this stuff that we love like Jon Schnepp, and we hope that in his next journey he really does well. And we would just really like to honor him and really dedicate this video to him, and thank you. Hello, and welcome to SortaOkay Reviews, where every fandom's welcome. I'm Nathan Bedard.
I'm Brad Newton.
And today we're doing our recap video of SDCC 2018. It's come and gone. It ended Sunday, but we want to talk about all the big things that happened and give our thoughts and our opinions on it. So let's get started.
Yep, another year's come and gone. So I think I wanted to start this video off by talking off the biggest surprise. Like, we
definitely
knew,
the biggest surprise.
Yeah, we knew the biggest trailers that were gonna come out, but Clone Wars is back.
Clone Wars, and they even had through the whole thing Clone Wars is saved.
It was hashtag Clone Wars saved.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know if it was really saved. I just wonder if Disney was like, oh, okay, hey, our guy who was doing Rebels, he was like, okay, I'm not getting screwed like last time. I'm gonna finish my story up thing. We need to still do Star Wars. Clone Wars didn't end the way they wanted to, so
yeah, it just got canceled.
Let's just continue. And from the little stuff we saw, it looks great. It looks like the same style. It looks like they're not really a thing. It looks good.
Yeah, so if you don't know, pretty much what happened was when Disney bought Lucasfilm, when they bought Star Wars, unfortunately, Clone Wars was still going on Cartoon Network. So at the time, they had the lost episodes. They just, had what they could. They just, made what episodes they could to end it. So it never got a true ending.
Yeah.
So now that Disney's got it, and
because it was supposed to lead right up to episode 3.
Yeah. And then, because they say the war was never finished in the trailer. So I think it's cool that I think it's only gonna be a one season thing. Maybe I think I heard it was 12 episodes. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think it's only gonna be one season. But as long as they give it another season for a proper ending of the show, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I'm glad it came back. I'm glad they're gonna give it a true ending, because the Clone Wars, regardless of it being kind of out of order, was really amazing. It helps the prequels
a lot.
You have to, now granted, movies shouldn't have to rely on other things to make them better, but if you're looking at the story of Star Wars, you watch those prequels, you understand why some things happen, and you understand it definitely makes Anakin.
Yeah, it makes Anakin. I was gonna say that too. It makes Anakin a lot better.
It's oh, okay, this is the Vader we all knew, and it's and even though I didn't mind him in Episode 3, it's just seeing Anakin in the Clone Wars has been great, and it's okay, this is definitely the good, cool Anakin.
And then before we move on, let's just discuss the trailer real quick. The trailer was really cool because it started off as just paneling through all the helmets of all the stormtroopers, and it was talking about scenes Fives and Echo and Rex, Cody, all the clones.
Yeah, and we also then we see Anakin
and
Obi-Wan, and
they're like, Captain Rex, you must have a good reason for bringing us here. And then you see Ahsoka.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, it's been a while, and it's oh,
yeah,
when I think the last episode, her leaving.
No, it wasn't the last episode, but the last we saw of her was leaving. Yeah, she didn't believe in the Jedi Order anymore.
So I wonder how far this is. I wonder if it's a year later. Is it a couple months? Is it a week? I mean, she says it's been a while, so I assume that
it's been at least a few months probably. But yeah, so I think that was our biggest shocker of Comic-Con this year. So we have a whole list of things we're going to try to get through. So some more of quicker things. Let's just go ahead. Iron Fist season 2 got announced, which it's released on August 2nd or August 7th. Sorry, and it's like I thought we were gonna get Daredevil season 3 next. Because there's been a season of Iron Fist since season 2 of Daredevil.
I'm surprised. I wonder if, because Daredevil, they go all out with it. Like last season they added the Punisher, Elektra, and it brings in the views. It's their top dog. I wonder if they they heard the backlash of Iron Fist, and I wonder if they're like, okay, let's. And even in Defenders, they started hearing Chipper like, oh, okay, he's getting a little better. And then in Luke Cage, people are like, okay, I'm starting to like this Danny Rand. And they're like, okay, yeah, they're starting to like what we do, but we need to get this show. Because everyone pretty much likes all the other shows.
Yeah, except for Iron
Fist. So I wonder if they're trying to do a little damage control.
Yeah, so hopefully it's good. I mean, August, that's a lot sooner, too. I figured Daredevil Season 3 would come out like November, so.
Yeah, but also, before Comic-Con started, there was a design, like a painting like on one of the buildings of the Iron Fist symbol. So I wonder if I'm surprised I didn't think about that sooner. Was like, oh, okay, they're probably going to be doing something with Iron Fist. They showed that, because Marvel really was absent this Comic-Con.
Yeah, Marvel didn't do. That's our only Marvel thing I think we have on our list we're going to talk about. So
I think they had panels and stuff like for Deadpool 2. They had a Deadpool 2 director's cut screening.
That'd be I guess it's Fox, but yeah.
It's Fox, Disney, but that was really it. And I think I don't think Captain Marvel was there.
Yeah, they're really just taking a break after the events of Infinity War.
Yeah, and also now that they're really part of Disney, they're really saving it for D23. Because I remember, Marvel last time held that event on their own.
Yeah.
And had people talking for months about the stuff that they revealed, and it was just titles.
So yeah, maybe Marvel will be back next year.
Maybe.
So, two other quick things that we don't really know a whole lot about, but I thought we should mention. They're making a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer show. I watched the original movie with Christy Swanson. I never watched the show with Sarah Michelle Gellar. But, this is the year of, well, not the year, but the time period of reboots and, picking up shows. So, a new Buffy the Vampire trailer. And you wanted to mention Predator?
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, just real quick, I want to mention some of the things I've heard from some of the panels. There was a Predator panel, and I heard that the footage that they showed was not that good, but granted, it was not about the Predator. It was the scene with Olivia Munn, and I guess it had something to do with, her and a guy, and it had nothing to do with the Predator, so that's why people were a little, okay, I don't really care for this. People I heard coming out of the Halloween panel were just floored with what they saw. They said that there was a scene that they showed that brought them back to the original days of Halloween that actually left them a little scared.
Yeah, they announced Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be in that one too, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've had the trailer. They actually brought footage, so people were saying that was great. Also, the It Chapter 2 panel, people were coming at that. They were saying the footage they showed was fantastic. Looks good. And then the last one I could think of was the Venom one. I heard people coming out of that. They revealed that
the suit doesn't have the spider on it.
It doesn't have the spider on it, and one of the symbiotes he's going to be fighting is Riot.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
But... yeah, they announced, they asked the director. The director pretty much said, well, there's no Spider-Man, so he doesn't have the Spider logo on him. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and Tom Hardy, though, he said, I think it's been confirmed that Tom Holland won't be appearing in it, that the Spider-Verse is separate.
Yeah.
But Tom Hardy said, he's like, oh, yeah, so I would like to go, toe-to-toe with Tom Holland, So, who knows? I mean, this could be all a huge secret. It could have been false. Who knows? Because Sony's not the best with keeping secrets. Maybe they want to try something different.
Yep.
But
I'm going to do it for our quick analysis.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm excited for what we're going to see for Halloween 2 and It Chapter 2. I think that I still have faith in the Predator. I still want to go see it, but, I mean, it's not looking the best right now, which kind of sucks. Also, Aaliyah the Battle Angel footage that they showed, people are saying that they're still not buying into it. So that's kind of a shame.
All right, before we get into the the 4 big movie trailers that came out, let's go and jump to the world of anime.
Yes.
There wasn't a whole lot of anime news except one big thing that I wasn't expecting we were going to get.
Well, there was actually one big thing, and then I think a couple little things sprinkled in there, actually.
All right, so why don't you start off with the little things then before we get into the big thing?
So, the author of My Hero was actually at SDCC this year. It was a big thing. He was very excited to come. And Hirokoshi Sensei, I believe his name is. He didn't really give too much information, at least to the public maybe. But the one thing I think Viz told everyone that he stated that we will be seeing Deku's father in the future, soon in the future.
That's cool.
So that's kind of interesting because, I mean, we've seen his mother, and, as Deku...
They never really explain where his father is.
And, him wanting to be a hero, you think, okay, his father was a hero, apparently. You would think he'd at least look up to him a little bit. So, and him announcing that, I think, definitely adds some stuff to it. There's going to be another One Piece compendium art book. And now it's going to be coming out next year. Boruto got the release for Toonami. It's going to be on Toonami, so that means we're going to start getting the English dub of that. So those were, so those a couple like little things. I mean, and there was the Dragon Tours event, and that leads into the Broly trailer. But really, for figure collectors, we got the new figure for Broly, some new SH figure arts. But in that aspect, that was really all we got for anime.
So let's talk about the Broly trailer. To me, that's like all that really happened at Comic-Con that matters.
That was also my second surprise because
Broly's canon. Toriyama's like...
Well, I saw the poster showing, okay, Broly's the next villain. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, I like Broly. Broly's cool. I don't care. Show me Broly. That's fine. But I know that the movie's not coming out till freaking like
next year,
December, and then... it's going to be released in Japan in December.
Yeah, but we're actually getting it here. I think it's January 9th.
January 9th. Yeah, Funimation is being... I mean, it makes sense. It's one of their biggest... I mean, it makes almost more money over here than it does over there. So it makes sense that we're getting it quick. But who would have thought we would have got a trailer this quick? I mean, we're quite a few months out. And it wasn't just a quick glimpse of it. No, it was a pretty full-length trailer.
Yeah,
we saw Broly fighting.
Yeah, the trailer is like Broly versus Goku, Broly versus Vegeta, Broly versus Frieza even.
No Broly versus Gohan.
No Gohan. Toriyama just hates Gohan now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him and Gohan, but...
Hashtag make Gohan great again.
Yeah, but I like the design of Broly. I like the...
They're sticking with that older style animation. Like, it's kind of different from Super. Like,
that trailer looked beautiful. Yeah. I don't know. They're doing the older style, but God, does that look beautiful.
Broly's like glow, like the legendary Super Saiyan glow. And
I'm interested to see on how they take that, because like, okay, how is Broly gonna fight Goku and
Super Saiyan God.
In Super Saiyan God now. Yeah, like how is he gonna be able to contend with that? Is he gonna have his own?
Frieza. Yes. Maybe legendary Super Saiyan canon is just as strong as God form, because legendary Super Saiyan hasn't been technically canon.
Oh, I wonder, and I wonder if he maybe is like the legendary Super Saiyan God that Beerus heard about, maybe in another universe. I don't know. Maybe it was in Champa's universe or something.
We'll see.
We will see. But yeah, the trailer was beautiful, and like it was cool to see that they announced that we're getting the English premiere in January.
Which is pretty quick.
And also, actually, the voice, because Christopher Sabat was there, and he, of course, voices Vegeta in All Might. Him and the voice actor for Deku was there.
Brent Spinner.
Brent Spinner, and I don't think he accidentally leaked it. I think he knew he could leak it, or tell it. But we're getting U.S. theoretical premiere of My Hero in September.
Oh yeah. The My Hero movie.
So we're not just, I can't remember all the dates, but we're getting September in like a couple dates. So I think they're working on it fast. I think that's really
My
cool
Hero's
too.
Blowing up.
I'm glad we're gonna get that movie in theaters because I'm dying to see it. People have already seen it. So, right now there was a special premiere event at SDCC. So I'm pretty sure you can go online right now and maybe check some non-spoiler reviews. I think. But that's cool that we're getting it. I'm glad that we're getting it.
Mm-hmm. So you ready to jump into our trailers now?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our next trailers. There was 4 big trailers that came out movie-wise. So first one we're gonna talk about is we're going back to the Wizarding World. We've already gotten a trailer before, but I think this is the second trailer for Fantastic Beasts. This is Crimes of Grindelwald. What do we think about it?
Yeah, I'm excited. I was never a part of that group that like, oh, I really didn't, I kind of wanted the other guy that was playing Grindelwald to play him.
I wanted Colin Farrell over Johnny Depp, especially with all the controversy of Johnny Depp going on too.
And I thought about that, but the more and more I see Johnny Depp and I remember the character of Grindelwald, I think he actually fits that more. Because Grindelwald is kind of kooky.
Yeah. And
also, I think Warner Brothers took a shot, and they actually did okay with it. Was that Johnny Depp at SDCC came out as Grindelwald. He appeared because when they had all the cast come out for the panel, everyone came out but Johnny Depp. But then he came out as Grindelwald, and he did a whole thing kind of like what Loki did at SDC a couple years back. But fans were an uproar. They were happy. They were excited to see him, and I think it's good. I think it shows that he's liking what he's doing with this movie, and I think it takes. I mean, I was talking about the trailer, not about the controversy about the trailer. I mean, about his stuff. I was talking about the trailer. I was excited, and from the trailer, it seemed good.
Yeah, I like that they're bringing back. It looks like they're bringing back all the original cast from the first movie. I like Kowalski's character, the Muggle. That just because to me, Kowalski's character would just be me if I was just walking around. I'd be like, that's so freaking cool, man. All this wizarding stuff.
And he's also it's not like, oh, we got a super pretty boy. He's just a regular dude. Who wanted to.
He's a good guy too. Yeah.
He's a good guy who wanted to run a pastry shop.
So I like that they're bringing him back after the events of the first one. Dumbledore seems like it's going to be the big focus of this movie. Interested to see, a young, I forget the actor who's playing Dumbledore.
Young Newt Scamander?
No, young Dumbledore.
Oh.
I forget the actor name playing Dumbledore at the moment. But anyway, it seems like the movie's going to be focused on him, and he's in the trailer he says, I can't move on Grindelwald, it has to be you. So, Newt's being requisitioned, so I'm trying to think of other stuff. And the sister's back. It looks like, the detective. The whole cast is back from the first one. You looking up a name?
Yeah.
Fantastic Beast. And I don't know. I'm still iffy on Johnny Depp.
Jude Law.
Jude Law, yeah. He's been in a bunch of other stuff. People like him, so.
Also, Ezra Miller is coming back.
That's kind of a spoiler. I kind of wish that they didn't say that. Yeah, to be honest, because he's supposed to be dead. That was the whole plot of the first one. Was he was the darkness thing? I can't remember the name.
Yeah, because it was kind of spoiled in the first trailer. Because I mean, you technically see him because you automatically can tell from the way he acted in that trailer. It's like, oh, I think that was Ezra Miller's character.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, okay, he didn't die.
I kind of wish they didn't spoil that. I think that would have been kind of cool. If he was just alive. It's like, oh, because they didn't get to save him in the first one.
Also, Ezra Miller, every time he goes to Comic-Con, he does a wacky cosplay, and this year he did something pink. Can't think of the character, but it was super funny. Maybe we'll put an image up if we find it. But he always goes crazy with his cosplay. He's a real nerd, just like us. I love it. But yeah, it was okay, he's clearly alive. I'm excited. They definitely made it feel like the Wizarding World in this trailer, so I'm excited to go back.
Comes out in October this year.
It was though I did not dislike any of the trailers.
Well, it's because this was the second trailer. All the other trailers were the first trailer. This one we've already kind of seen.
So this was my least hyped one.
And as an aside note, are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. As an aside, back to the little things, I just remembered at a panel. The Rick and Morty creators got drunk and just did a panel, and they made up two and they did a radio show, and they played music for a radio show. That's what Rick and Morty did for their panel. Somebody tried to ask him a question, and then he answered as Rick, and then he just told him basically to F off. because he was like asking him as Rick.
And Kevin Smith stated on one of his panels one day that he was there that he wants to be on an episode of Rick and Morty. Mm-hmm. He wants to help do one, and he wants to help. He wants to be on an episode of Rick and Morty. So that could be something we see very soon.
Mm-hmm. So next trailer, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Oh, and okay, at the end of talking all the trailers, we're gonna say which trailer we thought won it and which was our favorite.
Yep. So Godzilla, I really enjoyed this trailer. It looks beautiful.
I did not expect this trailer.
Yeah.
I know that they released an image, but I was just kind of not listening to really any of the Comic-Con news, but I was not expecting this. And I found out a little bit ago that Millie Bobby Brown's in this movie, so I'm kind of excited about that.
To be fair, though, it looks like she's just kind of playing her part from 11 from the trailer.
She does scream a lot, but I don't know. We don't know. There seems like definitely something to it, but God, sometimes when trailers slow down the creepy, music, it's like, oh, okay. The way this trailer done is perfection. I mean, it's a trailer, and one of the things I took away from the first Godzilla was you felt the massive size of Godzilla, and in some of the shots, the Mothra when his wings expand, I was like, wow.
If you follow One Perfect Shots on Twitter, that shot should be on there from films. But anyway, and I was going to talk a little bit about the cast. So we have Vera Farmiga in it. She was the mom from Bates Motel. She's been in a few horror movies. Sally Hawkins is in it. She's from Shape of Water. She was the main, the mute person from Shape of Water, main character.
Yeah, it's funny you say Eleven's playing her. It seems like a lot of characters from this movie are playing characters
that they've played
from
before.
their other movies.
And yeah, they said the guy. I think the only person from the first one's Ken Watanabe. He's the guy that says "Let them fight," like he was in the first one.
Let them fight.
Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister, Game of Thrones. So there's just a bunch of people popping up in this that I was like, oh yeah, that's this person, this person.
Also, the Verizon guy.
Verizon guy. His name's Thomas Middleditch.
That's one thing. Now, granted, the trailer is beautiful. I love the trailer, and it was great. But a lot of people I talked to, when they saw the trailer, like, hey, do you know that the Verizon guy's in that? And I'm like, yeah, I know the Verizon guys, but the trailer's good.
But yeah, getting back to the movie, it seems like they're kind of going all out. They had a shot of King Ghidorah in there. I was like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, they showed him in the ice.
Yeah.
And also they showed him kind of. I mean, God, and then I can't think of the pterodactyl monster.
Yeah.
Because it's clearly not Mothra.
Yeah, there's two flying ones.
God, there's a scene where he's flying over a city, and the whole city's just getting destroyed just by him flying over.
Yeah, he's on fire.
It's how are we gonna survive this?
Yeah, it looks like a apocalyptic level event.
Well, she says that we're the infection, and the Titans are the only thing.
I kind of think she's the bad guy. I think she's just crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be Godzilla that stops all these monsters, or I wonder what's gonna. This is one thing I love about this track. I just don't know where it could go.
And then also, it's a shared universe apparently, because the after credits scene of Kong Skull Island was Godzilla. So I don't know if King Kong will be showing up in this one. Maybe he'll show up in an after credits scene, but
I think he's gonna, because I think there's gonna be
a third one,
a King Kong. I think they're gonna try and do another King Kong movie and call that King Kong versus Godzilla. And I mean, they could still go up from here. I mean, after this movie, they could do Space Godzilla,
Mecha Godzilla,
and they can do. I think they could do Mecha Godzilla right and cool. But yeah, gosh, the way that the music plays with the trailer is just sympathy. It's amazing, and it's great.
Yep. All right. So last leg, we're gonna talk about DC. Now I say Warner Brothers DC. To me, they won Comic-Con.
They won Comic-Con. I figured they were gonna win anyways.
I mean, Marvel didn't show up.
Marvel didn't show up, and it's a bad thing to say, but yeah, Marvel didn't show up.
They were bringing terrible about anime stuff to me.
They were bringing a lot. They were bringing a lot to the table. Before we get started in the DC stuff, I do want to say one disappointment I was kind of hoping for. I was hoping we would have got clarification on who's playing Batman, and we didn't get that. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. I want to know what's going on with that project. So that was my only disappointing thing about the DC panel.
It's the Matt Reeves Batman project.
Yeah. But let's get started in the first before we get into the movies.
They announced that we've known for a while, but they have announced the DC streaming service. I think it's $7.99, $8.99 a month.
Yeah, there's the $7.99 a month, and then there's the $74, which is like the annual, like you buy it for the year.
Yeah. So, and with it, two things that at least I'm interested in. They'll come out with all the movies and a bunch of DC properties.
Yep.
Is they're releasing Young Justice Season 3 and Titans with it. So, to me, Young Justice was like one of my favorite cartoons. Like, I watched it, as an older teenager, but like, they did not do that show justice, like, when, pardon the pun, for like airing times. Like, they moved that on days, like sometimes it'd be on Friday, sometimes it'd be on Saturday morning, Friday night. Like, they'd move around the dates whenever for that show. So I'm looking forward to that, bringing it back. They showed some footage of it. It was basically a recap, but the way season 2 ended was with Vandal Savage meeting with Darkseid. So they were bringing Darkseid into the show, and then it just kind of ended, and we're like left up in the air. So I'm glad that's coming back. Kid Flash will be coming back probably too, because he died last season.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, the Young Justice Season 3 is the real reason why I'm going to get the streaming service.
I don't think I am, to be honest. I don't think it's enough.
I mean, well, it's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, $7.99 a month, I figured, okay, I figured, one, they're going to have probably like a free week. So, if they...
A free trial.
A free trial. So, if they mess up and they put all the episodes of the season out, then, I mean, you can kind of burn through it. And if anything, I'll pay for the month. I'll watch up till the end of the season, and then I'll call it from there. Because I will say, we saw a trailer for Titans. I wasn't impressed. I didn't like it.
It looks like they're trying too hard to go rated R. It kind of looks like they're trying to do Watchmen style, which is cool, but
I don't even
feel like that.
I don't even care about the I actually like that, like, Robin is dark, dark.
Batman line. That was the biggest thing. F Batman.
Yeah. And because, I mean, you could play into that, like, okay, there's something, there's always something going on with him and Batman. Raven, I don't mind her.
Seems a little young, the actress playing her.
It's okay
compared to the rest of the cast.
She just looked a little too normal.
Yeah.
Like, she just looked like kind of like a punk kid.
The CG of the Raven too did look off to me.
It was cool to see, though. Beast Boy is green. Like, that was cool. That was a cool thing.
Beast Boy and Robin looks.
I do, and I do like Robin. I do like how he's gritty. He definitely looks like he's been trained by Batman. I like that aspect. One thing that I was worried about when we saw those leaked photos, and it definitely paid off to be afraid of it, Starfire. I have nothing against the actress that is playing her. I don't care that they gave the role to a black actress. That is nothing. That's no problem. It's just the way they make her look in this show. She like we all when we
she looks a lot older too. To me, like she looks a lot older than she's supposed to be dating Robin.
Well, Robin does look pretty older too. Like when you see him in
Raven looks super young.
Officer too, I think.
Maybe.
It wasn't really the age thing that got me. It was she looks like a prostitute, even with the CGI.
The way they dress her.
Yeah, the way they dress her, because they showed before the trailer, they had like these official images of the character and their costumes out on display, and the suit that she was wearing out in those street photos is her suit. It's stupid, and they don't even really make her orange. I think when she's shooting out her powers, she glows a little bit, but it doesn't. She just doesn't look like that innocent.
We haven't seen the show.
No,
we could be shitting on this, and it could be a good show. I don't know. We'll have to wait for it to come out for reviews. But just as of right now, we're just not really impressed by the trailer.
Yeah, and with the streaming service, you get all the you can watch it on all devices. You get unlimited access to exclusive DC series, animated movies, a select legendary films and TV shows, and a large list of DC comics and more. So it does sound like we get like maybe a couple cool like DC, like it's cool that we can get some DC comics. Like, oh, okay, some of like the big story arcs maybe. Yeah. That's nice. Probably all the DCU movies will be on there. I expect the Batman animated series and stuff like that. It doesn't say everything, so I'm wondering what's not going to be on there. I assume, without a doubt, the animated films will be on there.
Yeah.
But I just wonder what's not going to be on there because it doesn't say everything. Also,
as of right now, I just don't plan on getting it. I just don't think it's enough. It's like you got Hulu, you got Netflix. There's too many things. Everybody can't have $10.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's $7.99.
I know, but still, I always round up $10.
You also get a daily news program and exclusive member only shop. So like you can get exclusive stuff to the shop. Which, if you're a pop collector, this might be bad news for us. You get a chance to win exclusive experiences and go to events. There's a 7-day free trial.
Yeah.
So if, like I said, if they put everything, like if the whole season is out there, you could probably binge it if you want, and then just not go through the service. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it out because like I just canceled my Hulu subscription. I had no need for it. So $7.99 a month. It's not the typical $11 like what Netflix is doing. So it's not too bad. I'm gonna try it out, see how it goes, especially. And if I don't like it, I'll give it a little bit. I'll let them build up their library and then check it out later.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait a while and see if it's worth it.
Because I've heard that the Harley Quinn animated show that they're going to do is pretty good. So I'm interested in seeing that.
All right. You ready to move on to our last 2 trailers?
Yes.
All right. Last 2 trailers we got to get to are...
These were the big guys. These were the big movies. I'm actually still kind of surprised, too, that we got a Shazam trailer. Like... Yep. It's still pretty far out. It's not till like April of 2019. So I was actually surprised we got as much footage as we did. But this one I think was, the most scarce because, like, with Aquaman, we knew James Wan was directing it. He's done amazing work in the horror industry. He's a great, phenomenal director. And, I love Jason Momoa's Aquaman. He's brought something to him that's great. So, I had a little faith in that going. But, like, Shazam, I was, like, started seeing some of the images. And I was like, okay.
Shazam's... Okay, let's just talk about the trailer, Shazam. So, like, we start off... Or what was your knowledge of Shazam before this?
So before this, I've seen him in the animated, movies. I've seen him in some of the animated shows, and that's pretty much it.
Justice League, Young Justice, I've seen him in animated movies.
He's pretty much just like Superman. He's got strength. He can fly.
But he's a 10-year-old kid.
But he's a 10-year-old kid in Superman's body, almost like. And he gets his power from a magical wizard.
He says, Shazam! I didn't transform.
Yeah, we didn't transform.
But he gets his powers from there, and it seems like this movie seems way more funny and lighthearted than I would have thought.
It definitely seems like they're changing up pace, but also it's like, now granted, I'll defend it if people are like, oh, they're trying to do the Marvel thing. No, Shazam is about a 10-year-old kid who gets the godlike powers. It should be lighthearted, and I think they capture it in this trailer really, really well. Zachary Levi, I was a little worried because, he's not really a big dude. They did put a muscle suit on him. But seeing him, I think he fits perfect now for it because, he acts just like a kid. And that's how Shazam is.
It seems like it's going to be like a smaller contained story, too. Because it seems like he's just going to hang out with, like, his foster brother.
Yeah, and it was funny seeing, like, honestly... He had superpowers and he was doing stuff I think kids would do. Like he's walking through the mall. He's like, "Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged," and the guy's thing blows up. And it's just like, yeah, that's what I think I would do.
And he saves people at the end, and he throws them through the window. He's like, "Sorry about your window, but I saved your life," pretty much.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, sorry about your window, but you're welcome for letting you not get robbed." And then like he sees a girl walk, but he's like, "Hey, I'm a superhero." It's just,
I'm super.
It was just so. It just looks so fun. It looks so. I just want to watch it now.
Yeah, it seems like the lighthearted thing that DC really needs. It's interesting to see that he's going to get his own story. Is what the point I was getting to earlier was like, yeah, we've seen him a lot of side characters and stuff, but we've never seen him get his own story before his own movie.
Yeah, and I'm excited, and also the kid from It is going to be in it, and I loved him at the beginning of this trailer. He's just like, I'm a disabled foster kid. I should have it all, right?
Yeah, so Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be, you know, a lighthearted movie because Shazam, like we said, seems like he's got not quite up to Superman, but he could put up a fight against Superman.
Yeah.
So it seems like this is him just starting out learning the extent of his ability.
Yeah, because he starts like he's like, can you fly? And he like gets up there
and he can't.
Comes down, and I like that. It's like, okay.
He's not this godly being yet. He's got to get there. He's got to evolve.
He's got to learn his powers.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got that point down pretty well. So I like that. You know, it's just like, you know, he didn't. Oh, okay, I'm Mac's character. I learned all my moves. I put in a cheat code. You know, it's great.
So they're grounding him a little.
So I mean, I do agree with you. I do think that this was the biggest surprise. Because this was the one movie I thought, okay, out of everything, this might be bad.
But this one looks the best.
And this one looks so much fun. I wanted to watch it right then and there.
So last trailer for we're going to talk about Comic-Con comes out at the end of the year, Aquaman. We already talked about it a little bit, but I was surprised.
And we're not talking about the Aquaman from Entourage.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised. You know, I was nervous of the state of the DC universe. This looks like a fun trailer. I mean, Suicide Squad looks like a fun trailer too, though.
That is the one thing that still worries me, is, you know, we could get the Suicide Squad burn where it's like, oh, phenomenal trailer, so excited. Oh, not a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good right now, though. Like, I really like Jason Momoa. Like, I liked him in Game of Thrones. Like, he seems like a really fun guy to hang around, so.
And I like the beginning. I like how he's like, my father ran a lighthouse. My mother
was Queen of Atlantis.
Was a queen, and you know, they thought I would bring these two worlds together someday. And it's just like, okay, I'm getting that. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could clearly see he was different, because, like, he starts getting bullied, and
he does the thing with the fish tank.
Which I like. Because it's like, okay, that was one of the things that always made fun of Aquaman, is he called it the fish of the sea. But it's like, oh, this looks cool. I like how they're just making it badass.
And I like another thing we're talking about is the way the characters look. The characters all like, I mean, they had to make Aquaman look like, you know, really like a beastly and manly and like, you know, like a real badass, because like he's like the butt of a joke. Like everyone's like, at least like, you know. If you watch old SpongeBob, remember Barnacle Boy making fun of Aquaman, you know, it's like, oh, he talks to fish. That's like his big thing. It's like, so they changed his look up a bit, which I like. But everyone else seems to look like the same, which is cool. Like Amber Heard is playing Mira, and she looks really really cool with that. Really good with that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that red hair, the red hair and the green. You know, looks really good.
And
Nicole Kidman's his mom.
Yeah, she does great. We didn't see too much of her. I will say, like, one of the little standouts for me was Patrick Wilson. I think him. He capped Ocean Master.
Yeah, you know, Aquaman's brother.
I like all the words he was saying. I like, it was just like, my brother tried to take the thing from me, but we need to teach the people above the sea.
It kind of looks like if you've ever seen Throne of Atlantis, the animated movie, which is fine. That's what the story looks like. And they're trying to do.
My favorite part of the trailer is when he's like, "I'm gonna bring the wrath of the seven seas," and it's just like, yes, it's like the action. I think that's the one thing I took away from this trailer. Was this looks like an action-packed, fun movie. It looks like we're gonna have fun. I'm excited about it.
Before you get it into wrapping up, I also wanted to mention Atlantis looks beautiful. Like I'm kind of worried about like the CG aspect, like the sea in the car and stuff. But Atlantis itself to me looks beautiful.
It brings me memories of like when we entered Wakanda, like, you know,
a whole new world, like this new culture, this new land, which is cool.
Yeah, and like this just. It looks great. Like I said, I mean, Patty Jenkins, they let her do her own thing with Wonder Woman. I'm hoping that James Wan is doing his own thing with Aquaman
and Black Manta too.
Black Manta. Oh, that was that was one of my things. Like Black Manta in the comic, you know, well, not the newer comics, but the old comics look weird. You know, he's a giant. He's a guy in a black suit with a giant like silver bowl on his head with red eyes, and like they didn't make it grounded. And in this movie, he looks a lot like he does in the comics, and he looks awesome.
Yeah, he looks like he came straight out of a comic book. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like the characters look, aside maybe from Aquaman, like looks different from the comic, but everybody else looks pretty much like the character, and it looks really cool. But anyway, so I'm excited for this movie. More excited than this trailer. Made me more excited for this movie after I watched it than I was before, because I was pretty nervous on this movie. Actually, I still kind of am, but
yeah. And also, I've heard the people that were at SDCC that the one thing that added to it was like, they gave wristbands that like lit up to certain points in the trailers and stuff, and they said that the way they presented all their trailers was just phenomenal. It was great, and it added to the experience, and I think that's great. I'm glad that DC took the chance. Okay, Marvel's not here.
Yeah.
We don't gotta compete with them. Not saying that they they can't compete with them if they weren't there.
But yeah, DC needed to show up after what's happened with the DCU.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that if these movies do well the way I think they are, that DC looks at that. Okay, we gotta let our people that are making these movies, let them make the movies that they want. And we need to butt out, because every time they've done
studio, it gets involved.
Every time the studio gets involved, they mess it up.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, biggest case in point. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for Comic-Con. So, what was your favorite trailer? We're gonna end favorite trailer, favorite news.
Okay, so my favorite trailer actually has to be the Godzilla trailer. That I've watched it so many times.
It looks beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
That shot with Mothra coming out. Oh my! Like I really need to go see this in IMAX.
Yeah, I would highly, because I remember we saw the first Godzilla in IMAX, and it's a one of a kind experience. Whenever he roars.
Yeah.
But I mean, I as a kid watched all those Godzilla movies.
Cheesy.
And I remember the one where it was Godzilla, Mothra, and the
King Ghidorah.
And they all verse, and it was so cool. And it's just seeing this now, and the
a serious, non-cheesy version.
And I'm, the characters are playing a lot of the characters they play in other stuff, but I have faith in them. I have faith in Millie Bobby Brown. I think this movie is just going to be a spectacle to watch.
Yeah. So to me, I thought about going with Godzilla, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Shazam. To me, that was just came out of left field. I didn't think we'd get a trailer for it. I was had no interest in in this movie really at all until I saw this trailer. It looks like a fun movie from DC. As even Deadpool makes that joke. It's you're dark. Are you from the DC universe?
Yeah.
DC needs a light-hearted, self-contained movie with these kids getting powers.
Yeah.
So
totally,
I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. It was a fun SDCC. It was there's
kind of disappointed that Marvel didn't show anything from Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah, I do say that, while granted I know they're going to do their own event, but I kind of don't like the fact that they're keeping everything secret, because it's just unless they come out huge, which I mean they have before. I'll probably eat these words, but it's unless they come out huge, I'm getting disappointed. This Avengers 4 title can't be that crazy. I just don't think it will be.
You think they're hyping it up too much, and then when we actually hear the trailer, it's going to be okay, why didn't you just announce that
not the trailer,
ago?
but the title.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's just a title. Come on, it's about to come out next year. Just tell us the title. People have seen this movie. People know the ending now.
Maybe we'll get it when the Blu-ray comes out. The Blu-ray comes out in 2 weeks, or in August, so...
Maybe I say D23. They're waiting for that, but it would have been nice to see maybe Captain Marvel.
Something from Captain Marvel.
I think they said that they brought footage. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, it just sucked. I mean, Marvel is one of the favorite things, and it's okay, I'm glad they're doing their own thing, but it just sucks that
they described it. Feige described it as, I want people to live with what happened after Infinity War. We don't know that everyone's not going to come back.
Yeah, I mean, to a casual fan, which there is a lot.
There is a lot of people that think they're all dead.
But
sorry, spoilers for Infinity War.
Yeah,
but I'll put spoilers on the screen before this.
But really, I mean, there's still even if you thought that they were dead, walking out of that theater, you could constantly hear people talk about oh yeah, no, they're not going to be dead. And plus, I mean, Tom Holland showed the title of his the next Spider-Man movie, and then that got thrown around. It's okay, you know they're coming back.
Yeah.
So it's just just give us the title. Come on, let's not hype this up. We didn't need a trailer. It's early.
A little too soon for a trailer, yeah.
It's too early. You could save that for another time, but
give us the title. Give us. I would have preferred just something from Captain Marvel then.
Yeah, I just don't like that they're we're gonna make our own events. I'm tired of all these companies, especially when it comes to DC streaming service. Let's make our own thing. Let's make our own thing. No, why don't we just have a collective thing. That's what Comic-Con's for.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, there was a lot of great stuff this year, but I do feel like, okay, there wasn't a lot of stuff. Like, I remember a couple years back, you would just get stuff after stuff.
There was a lot of stuff this year, but like I said, it was I think it was a moderate year for Comic-Con, because we still got a lot of stuff we enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably give this Comic-Con like a C+ or a B, maybe a low B.
Yeah. I mean, and also if you're a toy collector, there was a lot of great announcements, especially with Hot Toys and Pops and stuff like that. But yeah, it was an all around. It was good, solid Comic-Con. We're excited for the things to come out. There's still some great movies to come out this year. Next year's looking to be insane.
Crazy with movies.
So it's a great time to be. It's a great time to be a nerd, and always embrace it. Never be afraid of it. But that's gonna do it for us.
Yep. And as always, you can hit that subscribe button over there, and another video will pop up right here. Please click on it. Please click that subscribe button.
Thank you. That's gonna do it for us. Thank you so much. Remember, never be afraid of being a nerd or sweaty. That's something John Schnepp always believed in. But that's it. Thank you very much, and have a good day.